So I've always been kind of bad with personal finances. I've always lived like paycheck to paycheck for like most of my life, which kind of sucks, but that's the reality of it. That's the truth. I didn't really know too much. Like I wasn't really educated about like finances, like, you know, what I should do about the long term, like investing, stuff like that. You know, when I moved to California, I met my homie Diana. She kind of, you know, talked to me about like what she was doing, about like, you know, she's paying off her credit cards. She was working on paying off her student loans. Maybe about like after a year of working there or with her, she was like, yo, we just paid off my student loans. I was like, fuck, like, you know, like that's, you know, that's dope. Like, what the fuck? Like, you paid off your student loans? I was like, how did you do that? You know, like pretty much like, yo, like, how did you do this? Like, I need to know, like I need some help obviously. So she kind of introduced me to like Dave Ramsey. And I was like, who the fuck is Dave? Who's this Dave Ramsey guy? So like, you know, I went home, started YouTubing it. She like let me borrow one of his books. So I YouTubed him, looked up his podcast, started listening to that like every day, going to work, coming home from work. Listened to like the other people on his team, like Chris Hogan, Anthony O'Neill, Rachel Cruze. And then, you know, more YouTubing, and then I found, you know, people that talked about like their financial journeys or personal finance, stuff like that. Look up, what's her name? Asia Dang, The Budget Mom, Matt Diavella, and Alyssa Herbert. But yeah, shout out to them. Check out their videos. Their videos are pretty dope too. Definitely helped me out. So I started my debt-free journey in October 22nd, 2019. You know, I just had a credit card, which was $3,101.74. Car payment, which was $5,418.12. And student loans, which was $52,207.50. Fuck, that's a lot of money. And then, you know, I was doing these things that Diana told me or kind of helped me with, and like all these things that I've learned about, I was applying it kind of 50%, but I wasn't like 100% committed. I went full force, like, you know, I bought into it. I actually applied it like hardcore. Started January 1st, 2020. I'm like, new year, new me. I'm about to get this shit, like, let's go. So after doing that for a couple months, I paid off my credit card in March, was it March 6th of 2020? So I paid it off a couple weeks ago. That was like a big, like, weight off my shoulders. Like, I've never done anything like that in my life. When I moved to California, like, I was just charging everything. This is the most money I've ever made, or like, you know, I make pretty good money. I don't make like a shitload of money, but I make enough, and I'm like, why didn't I pay this off before, you know? So once I finally did, it was like, man, I got that confidence, like, man, I can actually do this. Something like triggers in your mind, like, you know, you prove to yourself that you can actually do it. Like, you accomplish like a small goal, like a small milestone. Like, small goals add up to like a big goal. So this is definitely like, it's a good ass feeling. It'll help go to the next goal or like the next debt. So to get to this point, I want to just talk about a couple things that worked for me. It's not like my way is the right way. There's multiple different ways, like whatever way works for you, definitely do that. All right, so the first thing that worked for me was pulling out cash and using the envelope system. Pulling out cash was clutch for me because I can only spend whatever I had, like physical money. Like me personally, like when I have my debit card, I like swipe, you know, burning through my debit card, I gotta order a new one and shit. You just keep spending and you don't really know. Well, for me personally, I didn't know how much like I was charging. And then with having cash, like I can only spend what I have, like I said. So that really helped me. And then the envelope system is clutch because you just like list out all of your bills that you have to pay every month, like for example, rent. And then I would write the day that it's due. I get paid bi-weekly, so every check that I would get, I would put like half of the rent from my first check and then half of rent on my next check. Doing the envelope system definitely helped as well. The second thing that helped me was the Every Dollar app. You can like download it from the Apple Store, the Google Play Store. Pretty much it's a budgeting app. You can enter how much you know, your paycheck was, you add it to your budget, and then everything that you're paying for, like your bills, groceries, gas, whatever, and then it just like deducts from your total that you have in your account. And it's a nice visual, and everyone always has their phone on them anyways, so like you just enter it real quick, then you know exactly to the dollar how much you have. All right, so the third thing that kind of helped me out was this getting a budget planner. I just got a one on Amazon, just like a cheap one, like 10-15 bucks, whatever, but it's nice because you can like write out everything that you have to pay for in a month. So I would write like, my bills, like rent, gas, everything, phone bill, whatever. You write it all out, and then I would write the day that it's due. It's nice because it serves as like a visual aid. Like I'm a visual kind of person, like I need to physically see like everything that I'm paying for, or what I have to pay for. Pretty much. It's a nice way to organize all of your bills in one place. So budget planner. Fourth thing that helped me out through this was motivation. Like I said, listening to the podcast, listening to the people that were on the podcast, like everyday people talking about their stories, their debt-free journeys, like how much they paid off, what they did. They all stuck to the plan. They all came up with a plan and they stuck to the plan. Like whatever their plan was, it worked for them. So just hearing that just kind of helps me keep going pretty much. If they can do it, like I can do it. If I can do it, you guys can do it pretty much. Talking to friends, talking to family, watching the YouTube videos, whatever you need to do to stay motivated and keep going, definitely find that and stick with it. 'Cause it's gonna be a long journey. Like if you have a lot of debt like me, or if you have more or less, every day is gonna be a struggle. And whatever you can do to kind of help stay on that path, definitely stick with it and keep going. All right, and the last thing that kind of helped me that I wanted to talk about is the Dave Ramsey baby steps. If you haven't heard about it before, I never heard about it before until recently, or like a couple months ago, but just Google it, Dave Ramsey's baby steps, but I'll just go through it real quick. The first baby step is to save $1,000 for your starter emergency fund. Baby step 2 is to pay off all your debt except for your house. Baby step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. Baby step 4 is to invest 15% of your household income in retirement. Baby step 5 is to save for your kids' college. Baby step 6 is to pay off your home early. And baby step 7 is to build wealth and give. I'm hella reading my notes right now. So just to wrap up, I'm just doing this to kind of pay it forward because I had someone kind of help me get started. I know what it's like to want to take care of my personal finances, get out of debt. Just didn't know how to start. So I just throw a couple bucks here, like $50 here, $100 there. I didn't know how to even come up with the plan. These are the things that kind of help me. They're not necessarily the best things or the right things to do. There's maybe better ways to do it, but this is just what works for me. So I'll probably make another video after I pay off my car. That's my next thing. I got my $1,000 starter emergency fund, paid off my credit card. So the next thing is my car. Be on the lookout for the update. Hopefully that comes soon. Yeah, man, like I said, it's all about helping each other. Someone helped me, which I'm forever grateful. I always tell them man, good looks. So if I can pay it forward, I'm trying to help you guys or whoever. If I can help one person, that's great. This is all worth it. If you guys got any tips for me, advice, feel free to DM me, reach out, message me, whatever, comment. Anything helps. We're all trying to get out of this debt, out of this big ass hole. So yeah, appreciate it. Peace.
Yeah. I just pull up in this bitch, in the function with my clique. I stay in the back, thing on my hip, fucking in the back. I stay with a bitch, smelling like a lick, smelling like my jealous. Seeing is believing, I don't see none of you fellas. Drop a song and these famous bitches love it. I'm a dog, they don't root for me in public. If I hit it, then it ain't worth no discussion. We the reason that our city buzzing. All my bros collect, all my bros is legs. Who need work? I could plug you with connects. She get hot,